Hello, welcome. I'm going to take a look at some die-cast car carrying cases as well as some cars, and I'll have a bonus at the end of the video. Now, most of the video is cases, that's the main focus, which I know might seem a little odd, but I'm going through my whole die-cast collection right now and sorting it, and I hope to have a video of just the cars a week after I post this. But since I have all the cases up here, I figured I'd just show them in a video. So a couple of them are very old. They were my uncle's. This one's from 1965, and the pictures meant to depict what the packaging was for the vehicles. The sides of this case are falling apart. I think this was just meant to be attached, and this side's meant to snap, but it's missing something to snap to. It's got the hard handle up top, which is in good shape. There's another picture on the back side, or actually this would be considered the top as it says. And inside are two trays. Now this is a unique case compared to the rest of the ones I have. As you can see here, this one's a mess, and this one is decent. So what they are, they're basically just cardboard. So after more than 50 years, I'm not surprised about this mess. I'm bit surprised that this one's held up pretty good. Everything else you'll see is plastic inside, so this is different, and I think they're decent, I guess. I mean, they're soft, so they're not going to scratch the cars. Now, my uncle probably didn't handle these things too well either, so let me bring a couple of cars out as well. This is an early Lesney Matchbox card. The early ones don't have years on the bottom though, so I don't know the years offhand. Now my father would have played with these in the 50s and my uncle in the 60s, so it could have been my father's first. I don't think my uncle treated things too well. So for my old vehicles, it's just a miracle that some of them are in good shape and a lot of them are a little beat up. Here's a very beat up Harley Davidson with sidecar. Paint's very scratched. Some of it could just be oxidized as well, and the handlebars are broken off. It's not a bad case, but it's just these. It's bad these didn't hold up. I mean, you could just drop cars loose in here, but they'd bang around. Have to create some new dividers if I want to keep using it. I'm gonna put one or two cars in most of the cases here. That's kind of the look at the cars, because like I said, mostly looking at the cases, but demo how they work, which is pretty obvious. So this one's from 1969. Almost every case I'm going to show you is Matchbox, and the majority of them are blue. Just seems to be, I guess, the favorite color, with the yellow as the packaging. This one holds 24. It has an awful stain on the front. I don't know what that is or where it came from, because the plastic cover seems to be sealed just fine. The picture is a piece of paper. This one has the flexible type handle and a snap on the top. Both in good condition still. Now this is what a lot of the cases look like. This is 1969, and then into the 80s, Matchbox was still using this type of plastic tray. I don't know that these are still used today. I mean, Matchbox is owned by Mattel now, like Hot Wheels. Well, Mattel started Hot Wheels, but I don't know if anyone uses these type of cases anymore. They don't hold up so well. This is in great shape considering how old this is, if these are the original trays. None of these are broken, but we'll see as I go. Some of them are quite a mess. They'll get warped. The bottom pieces will break. Although they're a little different than the full crosshatch, but then the cars can fall through when they break. I went to a store and I was looking for cases. I couldn't find any, but then I looked online. They look like they're mostly hard cases online, just full plastic. So I don't think these are made anymore, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Here's a truck with Coca-Cola advertisements. These are stickers. And here's a bus. Stickers ripped off on one side. Here it still says SO Extra Petrol. Bus is pretty big, but it fits. Most of the cars weren't larger than probably this size for the first couple decades, but you did get some bulkier cars in the 80s that might not fit as nicely in these, or other brands' cars might not fit either. So this case is a little different on the exterior because it has this latch. It's the only one I have that has a latch like this, which holds up much better than the snaps. And it has this plastic handle, which is the type that breaks pretty easily, but it's still in good condition. This one's from 1971. Now, I don't know that this goes here, because this is one of the type of trays we just looked at, but the two base trays, I think are what the originals were, and probably had another set on top that I don't have anymore. But these are sturdier plastic. These don't bend like this other kind does. And it has this nice groove right here, which if you put a car that was too big and got stuck, you could easily grab it and pull it out. Whereas if you put a car that's really tight in here, it's a lot harder to grab. Okay, let me put this Volkswagen in here, the number 137 sticker on it. And here is I think it's a Roll-O-Matic, it says. It must have been like a sub-series where when you drive, this guy bops around. Oh, look at that. He's too wide for this case. I didn't even realize it. I guess his vehicle is a little on the bigger side, so yeah, he doesn't fit in this. Maybe it fits in this tray, but probably not. Well, you can squeeze it in there, but yeah, it is tight. Like I was saying, it's a little harder to pull them out. Probably if you put them in the middle, it gets really tougher. Get your fingers in there, you scratch them across the plastic. So that one's a little on the wide side. It's probably the most common cases you would have seen in the 80s. This one being from 1976, where the handle is pretty much how it stays shut when you pick it up. But in this case, this one's ripped, so it could still fly open. A lot of my cars must have come from the late 70s, early 80s, like most of my toys, because I have almost all of these, if not all the cars featured on this packaging. There's one. Here's another. This thing's called a Planet Scout. I'm not sure if it's like some kind of space vehicle or what. But inside here you can see the broken tray. This one has some pretty much all gone here and holes everywhere. Just not very well made. I think the plastic got cheaper as they went on over the years. This one is a little long actually, I'm surprised. Well, there we go. Just got in there. Here's a completely hard plastic case. Very scratched up, but it's done its job. I have two of these, but the other one has this top nub broken off where it snaps. So my other one doesn't stay shut. And I do have all three of these vehicles. All of these have moving parts. This one has these red things here that pop up and down when you drive. And I'm going to show you actually another car that's identical with a different paint job. This one has the line in the back that moves in a circle as it drives. And this one has a dish on top that rotates as it drives. Alright, next case, very similar to the one before the last, only a small size version, same type of handle. Type of case where it stays shut with the handle up, and the artwork's a little different. There's that lion truck again. Here's a police vehicle I have. This one's meant to have a siren. Well, it has a piece of plastic that rotates. It's supposed to be like a siren, but you probably can't really see it from overhead, and it doesn't really look like a siren going. Let me show you, well, I'll save the next car, I guess, for the next case. I only have 3 Matchbox cars left on the table here. I've got a few cases, but I'm going to do the next set of 3 cases together. Because they're all the same type of case. And let me just refocus since these are like an inch shorter. I don't know if they're too clear. So These are so generic, I wouldn't have even known if they were Matchbox, but there's a sheet of paper I think is original to the case under the tray that is Matchbox. So these are all basically a piece of plastic that wraps around and snaps on the back. This one is from 1979, I think it says. Yes, I don't think the others have any markings on them, but probably around the same time. And this one was a gift set actually. It came with 5 cars, but I don't know which 5 it came with. I'm sure I probably have them. It just doesn't say what they were. I'm going to put the popper type car in there, the front that pops. Now, like I said, this one is the same as that blue car we saw, only it's branded with Sunkist. And it says Good Vibrations on the hood. I will show you the piece of paper that's in here, and I will scan it for the blog entry that there will be a link to in the video description. So this is for the Matchbox Collectors Club, and it was only $1.50 to join, but I don't think I ever joined. It came with a handbook, a club card, a club button, a collector's catalog, a collectors club certificate, and a subscription to the club newsletter that was published 4 times a year. So this one is of course red. It's one of the few that is not blue, but the next one is not blue either, but it's a hard plastic case meant to look like a steering wheel. Very thick case. I mean, a kid with small hands might have a hard time carrying this one. It only has the one clasp on top. It's from 1983. It has a window. It's not very clear. The plastic is yellowed and it's all marked up. For the window, you have to put the vehicle in here and then close it in such a way that it slides in there without the car falling out beforehand. I'm going to put a couple of space-related vehicles in here. One is this NASA Space Shuttle Command Center with a door that opens and closes. This one's fairly long, but as you see, this one has shorter bays and long bays. So it also has these curved spots. It just probably wouldn't. Well, it fits. I don't know if it was going to fit too well because it's so long and straight, but that one works good. And the other car, the Halley's Comet car. It says, "Welcome back, Halley's Comet, 1985-1986. This is a comet that you can see from Earth every 75 to 76 years. So it's expected to return in 2061. You want to look for that if you're still around. And I don't know if this video will still be around. So just kind of put it in there, and I guess I gotta lift this up. See, then it slides right out. That's tricky to get. Because if you put it in here, it wouldn't really work. You'd have to, if you stand it on the side, I guess that worked. Has to be a small car to do it that way, though. Alright, so that was the last Matchbox case. Next one is Hot Wheels, my one Hot Wheels case. Also that same style with the snap, the flap and snap. The snap's right here, though, instead of on the back. This one has hard plastic. This is really sturdy plastic. These may look dirty. These are like permanent marks. I did try to wash all the cases, but some of them stuff's old and this has permanent marks on it. Here's some old Hot Wheels cars, some early ones. These launched in 1968, Hot Wheels, and they differentiated themselves from Matchbox largely by having a different type of wheel. It allows them to roll faster. And just being, more fantasy based, not necessarily based on a real car, and sporting these really flashy paint jobs. They were quite popular, which forced Matchbox to change its tires. Alright, and I have one other case, just a generic case from Terra Toy Corporation in Glendale, New York. Holds 24 cars, and it says including Matchbox, Hot Wheels, Corgi, and other miniature cars. There's a lot of scribbles on it, a Band-Aid. And I don't know, my sister, I tend to think, is the one that scribbles on everything. She likes to deface things. Just crayon or marker everywhere. Same style of plastic trays. There's a lot of the cases. So for this one I'm going to put Corgi car here. This is a Corgi Junior's Whiz Wheels de Tommaso Mangusta. A lot of the Corgi vehicles I own are branded with something. This one here, it's not a car, because not every die-cast vehicle is a car, or a motorcycle, or a truck. There's some other things like this. This is Buck Rogers' spaceship. It has these wings that pop out. And the last vehicle I brought up here just to show you some things are too long, but we already saw one that was a little wide. And this one is a Johnny Lightning, similar to Hot Wheels, but launched the year after Hot Wheels and only lasted 2 years, but the brand has been revived a few times. I'm not sure this is all here. I mean, it's probably damaged. I think it's missing that piece. But it's a long vehicle. As you can see, it doesn't really fit in this style of trays. Alright, the bonus is some Hot Wheels packs. I'm going to be posting this video on Father's Day, so I thought, well, let me show you the Hot Wheels Father and Son collector packs. These are exclusive to Avon, so I don't know, Avon's probably not someplace you look for Hot Wheels. I don't know how common these are. Maybe they're common. The cars, I don't know if the cars are unique at all. I think it's just really the packaging and how these were sold. It describes on the back here, it says, you get a classic Hot Wheels car from Dad's generation, virtually the same car he played with as a boy. Plus you get today's counterpart, a contemporary version of the same make or model. So, it's called the Father and Son pack because you get, one car for the dad and one for the son. So, 30 years apart is what they're going with, at least for the Mustangs. So you got the 1965 Mustang for dad, the 1996 Mustang for his kid. Over here you have a Mercedes 540K and a Mercedes SL. So that is it. Thanks for watching.